They say you only get one chance to see the truth. I am currently staring at a photograph of my own living room, taken exactly 3 minutes ago. In the photo, I am sitting on this very sofa, staring at my phone. But there is someone standing directly behind me in the picture. Someone tall, pale, and holding a heavy iron key. The problem is I've been alone in this house for 3 days. I didn't hear the door. I didn't hear a floorboard creak. I slowly turned my head, my heart hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. Nothing. The space behind the sofa was empty. The air was still. I looked back at the digital camera screen. The figure was still there, its long, spindly fingers resting just inches from my shoulder. I wiped my eyes, thinking it was a glitch or a cruel prank. I took another photo. Flash. The camera processed for a second, the longest second of my life. I looked at the new image. The figure hadn't vanished, it had moved. It was no longer behind the sofa. It was now crouched at my feet, looking directly up into the lens. Its eyes weren't eyes at all. They were just hollow, dark pits that seemed to absorb the light of the flash. I bolted for the front door, but the handle wouldn't budge. It wasn't locked. It felt like it had been welded shut. I ran to the kitchen, grabbing a knife, my breath coming in ragged gasps. Every time I looked around the room, it was empty. But every time I looked through the digital viewfinder of that camera, the house was crowded. There wasn't just one anymore. 3 of them were now standing in the hallway. 5 were gathered around the kitchen table. They weren't attacking, they were just waiting. They were all holding those same iron keys. I realized then that they weren't in my world. I was falling into theirs. I backed into the corner of the kitchen, the camera raised like a shield. I looked at the screen one last time. In the photo, the figures had dropped their keys. They were all pointing at the ceiling. I didn't look up. I knew if I looked up, the real world would finally snap away. But then, the battery light on the camera started to blink. Red low power. 1%. The screen flickered. The figures in the photo all leaned in closer, their hollow mouths opening as if to whisper a secret. The screen went black. In the sudden darkness of the kitchen, I didn't hear a sound. But I felt a cold, spindly finger reach out and gently touch my eyelid. "Don't blink," a voice whispered. Not from the room, but from inside my own head. The next frame is the last one.